That's not what I wanted to do. Here we go. So hello, good morning. We are in Ghana today. The ship is anyway. Not showing up. A couple of people have joined. We got about 6 people on. Do you see us yet?
It just didn't come up in the top. It didn't come up as live. That's
Hello, hi. Welcome, welcome. Are you on? No. Okay. So we're here in Ghana, and we decided to stay on board. We're doing good. It's cloudy. It was a little bit of sprinkles. Um, as you know, if you saw this morning's video, Ghana has passed an anti-LGBT law where it is illegal to be part of the community. And it carries a 3-year prison sentence to be convicted of being any LGBT. So we decided to stay on board for a number of reasons. One, we're not going to really support a country that doesn't support the LGBT community. Two, I don't really want to be arrested and put in jail for 3 years. um, so Tam is with us. They're not on camera, but they are on the live and they've got a mic and can say. So we decided to stay on the ship and figured we'd go live. I'll show you a little bit of what you can see of Ghana from here. I'll just kind of move this a little bit. You can kind of see the little town over there. It doesn't really look like much, but from what we've been told, the people that have gone out and come back on said there's not much here, and there's not really much to see. So I do know there's some excursions that go to like wildlife. There's some wildlife excursions, but yeah, can't wait till this boat trip ends. Well, I can wait because I'm still excited about it. So there was only 5 places that I couldn't get off of out of like 161 places. So that's not a bad ratio. Um, Hello from England. So we decided that we were going to get off. This is the last port where it's anti-LGBT. Once we leave here, we have um, Senegal. We're in Dakar, Senegal. And hi from the Space Coast. You got a rocket launch later today. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Um, After this, we have Segal, and that's okay. And then we go to Canary Islands, and then we're in Europe. Once we're in Europe, everything's fine. Um, so we're just enjoying what we can, and we're not trying to take chances, and we're not trying to support countries that don't support the community. So it's the same reason we don't eat at Chick-fil-A. Hi from Wales. Hello. Um, yeah, I'm hoping third time's a charm. Hopefully. So um, Senegal, you will love. Is that in Gambia? I mean, no. I think it's Senegal is
it's
the.
Dakar in Senegal.
It's Dakar in Senegal. Senegal is the country. Dakar is where we're going. Is the city, town, place, city. Hey, from Central Florida and Sydney. Thank you all for watching the content. Europe is very LGBT friendly, so we know we have no problems once we get to Europe. And so this Ghana is really the last place, and it wasn't always this way. They didn't pass this bill until late last year, early this year. It was like right before early this year, right before they announced that we were doing option one and going around Africa. They had passed the bill, and then it was signed like a few months later. So um, I can go through my necklaces sometime. This one is one I got in India. Um, I like it because it kind of like hides into my cleavage a little bit. So, but yeah, I'll go through the necklaces and earrings I picked up. Hey, Beth Ann. So, Huntsville, Alabama. I spent a lot of time there, obviously, because I worked for NASA and Marshall Space Flight Center. Um, Hey, we loved South Africa. South Africa was really, really nice. We really enjoyed South Africa. Um, but a lot of the LGBT community on board were not getting off just because they didn't want to support the country. Some did. They went out what they call straight facing, either with a friend of the other gender or as just as friends, and they'd probably be fine. It's a little bit harder as a trans woman because my passport is in my dead name. It says I'm male, and even if I try and dress down as a male, I really don't think I pass very well. I know there's a lot of transphobes and people that come onto our live and videos and comment that, of course, I pass as a man. I'm a man, but I don't really think that's the case, and I don't want to risk it with 3 years in prison. So, hello. Thank you all for following us. We're really enjoying this cruise and being able to like kind of just share it. It's our adventure and bring you all with us. Once the cruise is over, so we have a couple of things we've booked. The I don't know if I do short answers or long answers, but I'm going to try and answer. Maybe it's a short answer, might be long. After the cruise, we're going to rest for a little bit, obviously. We'd like to travel around the US driving and see some sights. We did book the Big Gay Cruise in February. So, February 3rd, 2025, out of Miami on Independence of the Seas for a 5 night cruise on it's called the Big Gay Cruise. And if you go to biggaycruise.com, you can find out all about it. They have like RuPaul's Drag Race, they have lots of events and activities. It'll be tons of fun. Tam and I will be there with our daughter Jordan, and
They have drag queens
they
from
have,
RuPaul's.
they don't have RuPaul, but they have drag queens from RuPaul Drag Show. Um, hello. Uh, would you ever do a group cruise from Australia? Um, Possibly. I mean, we'll be back to Australia. There's still a lot of family lives in Australia, and it may be a place that we end up living. I don't know. Um, I can't go to Cayman. Really, I didn't think Cayman Islands had any anti-LGBT or anti-trans. Usually, the issue with Cayman Islands is it's a tender port, and there's only a 50-50 chance. So, oh, if you're going to be on the Big Gay Cruise, that'll be so fun. We definitely need to meet up on the Big Gay Cruise. Um, Fall colors, that's cool. Um, so we are um, not doing much today. We're just here. We've been told by many people that have gotten off in the took in the bus into town that there's not much here. Isn't that what they said? Yeah. So um,
They went off and got back on again quite quickly.
yeah,
There was a lot of party and stuff like that.
Carnival's doing Pride. Royal Caribbean puts the Pride flag up. It's not up today because we're in port. I'll show you um, if you can really see it. There's the Ghana flag up there. Where the Ghana flag is, right there, is the Pride flag when we're not in port. And we had a wonderful ceremony the other day.
They've
And
not done any shows or booked any shows or have anything showing up in our compass that they're doing.
no, there's like a guest-led Rocky Horror event, I think tomorrow in the Centrum, but there's nothing Royals really done on this one. And I think it's because, well, I don't know, but we're in a weird mode. You know, our cruise director is named Joff, and he got off in Hong Kong or Beijing, Singapore, Hong Kong maybe, and went on a vacation. And we've got another guy, Michele from Italy. I'm not quite, you know, Joff knew this was a full world cruise and understood this is a different kind of cruise. Michele doesn't seem to think this is a thing. He's kind of treating this like it's a 7 day cruise, and it's not. It's a different type of cruise, and I don't know. They're not seeming to do a lot of Pride stuff this month, and which is really sad. And but we'll try and make the best of it, and we will do Pride ourselves. So hey, we are in our living room. This is our living room. Yeah, in port they put up the country's flag. It's kind of like I don't know if it's a law or tradition or something, but whenever we're in port, we they put up the flag of the country they are in, and then as soon as we leave, they take it down. Um, well, you know, every month is straight heterosexual month, so if you have to ask, you don't really understand why we have pride. Hey, from Newcastle, from Adelaide. Um,
But I
so,
sort of do have, they have some, every single cruise, they have the silly veteran stuff.
well, they do have a lot of the veteran stuff, but if you looked at the Pride flag raising, there was a lot of people out, not just people of the community, but allies supporting us out there on deck, celebrating raising the Pride flag. So there's a lot of good people on this cruise that are allies and they're friendly and they're, uh, what was it, cold and rainy in Cape Town? Tim chooses not to be on camera. They could be. Um, they're right over. They're right over there. Can I show you real quickly so people see? No. Oh, you got. Oh, Tim's doing something. Hey, from Atlantic Beach. Tim's more of a behind the camera person than in front of the camera. They just kind of prefer not to be. How many guests do you think are on this segment? About 700 and something, I think.
770 something.
770, and we have like there's one for one crew members pretty much. Are there pirates in those waters? No, pirates are over on the other side of Africa, I think, near Somalia. Um, oh, well, you're welcome. Thank you. Yeah, all the allies and everything, and everyone cheered when the pride flag rose. It was really heartwarming. Oh, happy pride. Um, are you friends with Alina, the pinnacle lady? Adita. I think you mean Adita. We know Adita. We don't really hang in the same circles. We have different. She's got a different community than we have, and we're friendly when we see each other. We say hi, but we don't really hang together. Hi. This is the World Cruise. This is the 9-month World Cruise. We are on day 178, which means there's 96 days left. Can you believe that? We're in double digits and counting down. Only 96 more days. Oh, thank you for the rainbow stuff. Um, Europe will be exciting. There've been some interesting. We really enjoyed Namibia. Namibia was really an interesting country to visit. Um,
Namibia.
Namibia. Why do I always say Namibia? I always say the wrong words. Namibia. Hi. Um, Mauritius was wonderful. We loved Mauritius. And there's a lot of Australian stuff in the supermarkets there. It was really, really good. Reunion Island was beautiful too. We liked Reunion Island. The Seychelles was beautiful. It was sad we didn't get to go to the other Seychelles island, but
That's really cute.
what's that?
Um, my parents were on the ship with you recently. My mum now understands and uses proper pronouns.
Oh,
That's awesome.
that's awesome. Um, we get our headbands from a lot of places, either Amazon or Temu mostly.
And people.
And people come on the it's funny, people come on the World Cruise and they bring me headbands. They're like, "Oh, I've got a headband for you." I was like, "Oh, thank you so much." And we've met people in various ports. We've been in Sydney, Newcastle. We have somebody we're hopefully going to meet in New York. We've got a bunch of people around, and St. John's. Another person there and their husband were going to take us around in St. John's. So, hey, from Queensland. So the cost question we've answered a few times. It's very difficult to answer because it's
We can answer for us.
we can answer for us, and we booked it early. We paid it off before the to get the 10% discount, and we lived in Florida, so we didn't need business class airfare, so we got a refund for that. And for us, it was about 56,000 a person. And for a 9-month cruise, that includes gratuities, ultimate drink package, Wi-Fi for both of us, and drink package for both of us, 3 bags of laundry a week, and really a really good bargain. Plus the modern wonders of the world. Hello, hello.
We don't secretly like sea days. We like sea days.
We do like sea days. Um, it's very relaxing for us. We could get used to this lifestyle. Of course, we'd have to win Powerball or something. And I think somebody just won Mega Million in the U.S. last night. It looks like it wasn't us, unfortunately, but we still have tickets. So, um, hi, hi, hello. What will we do when we get back home?
Right.
Yeah, kind of rest. We'll be in shock probably for a little bit. And then we're gonna
The puppy.
play with the puppy, enjoy time with family, and then we're gonna have to go grocery shopping the next day. Probably we'll have to go to Sam's do our grocery shopping. Hey, from Atlanta.
We can't afford a yacht.
We are selling a yacht. If you know anyone that's looking for a 1998 Sea Line 420 Statesman, 42-foot yacht, twin Cummins diesel engines, it's on Yacht Masters. It's a really good boat. We were going to take it up and do America's Great Loop, but we decided to do this World Cruise instead. So, yeah, we've become domesticated on this ship. We're not ready to be put back into the wild. We don't know how we're going to go with things like grocery shopping and cleaning and um, laundry. And how old is Bandit? Bandit
He's
is
5 years old. He's an American Foxhound crossed with a Rat Terrier, so he has an American Foxhound body and a Rat Terrier head.
Yes, we own our home in Florida.
He's a rescue puppy that he was found in rural Mississippi at a gas station.
The house in Florida is paid for. It's so we're good there. Um, we have to get kind of downsize a little bit, and then eventually we will move out of Florida, um, possibly back to Australia. Though there's a couple of places we've visited that we really liked. We liked Grenada, and we liked Uruguay,
And there's some places in Mexico.
Mexico, Belize. We always liked. Um, there's some areas that we didn't get to go to Thailand. um, how do you get your mail? So mail comes to our house, and our daughter is still home, and she opens the mail and takes pictures of the stuff. And most of the stuff I can do online. You don't really have much stuff you need to do. Um, why is it weird like that? I guess that's just how it's set up. Um, what country do you really want to go back and explore more? I want to go to some of we didn't go. Like I want to go to Thailand.
Off the screen.
Am I?
Did you move the box with you in it? No, not that. You look.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. Let me try and fix this here. How's that?
Yes, better.
Is that better?
You should maybe put it up in the corner.
Now I got to get the thing backwards. Hold on, technical difficulties.
We want to go to Thailand still. That's one of the places we didn't get to go on this cruise that we want to explore more. And we would like to go back and explore more in Vietnam. They will go back to Uruguay more than likely. We want to go back to the Seychelles. We want to go to Madagascar because we miss Madagascar.
Yeah. Well, thank you for watching all the YouTube videos too. We've done YouTube for a couple of years, and so you can see all of our progression even back when I was pre-transition.
I like the username.
So you like the username? I do like that. No, don't need to have everyone join.
Okay, you now made yourself bigger.
How did I do that? What the heck? What is going on here?
You made yourself bigger.
This is like technical issues. Hold on.
Tell them about your adventures. Yes, definitely we'll cruise again. We're in Ghana today. We're not getting off because of the Anti-LGBTQI legislation.
I don't know how I'm doing this. I don't know what.
Bobby and I met 10 years ago. We have been married for 7 years. Yes, 7 years.
So somehow I've honked this up,
Just
and
leave
I don't.
it there. It's fine.
All right. You get to see me, big me. It isn't rocket science, but it is like, I don't know, hard. I'll get it figured out eventually. Tam is talking to us. I can hear her, but not clearly. Okay. Well, I've got them. We both have independent mics, and we're on. I retired in 2019. Yeah, you says it's showing up pretty good. So Tam needs to be on camera.
No, she doesn't.
Do you follow State of Origin? I don't know what that is.
State of Origin is football in Australia.
Oh.
Like rugby.
What was your education journey for NASA? So I had an associate's degree in electrical, and then I got my 4-year bachelor's degree in computer engineering. And then I started working for a support contractor, Lockheed, who was the support contractor on the space shuttle program at the time, working on the space shuttle main engines, and kind of proved myself. And then NASA hired me over as a civil servant. And then I spent 28, 29 years actually with NASA and 5 years with Lockheed. So, any advice about retiring? I would suggest cruising.
I would suggest just enjoy every moment.
Yeah, enjoy every moment. Um, we we definitely have been living life to the fullest because you never know how long you have. You don't know, especially if you're healthy and you got good mobility. Travel the world, see things, see places. As somebody said, travel is the only thing you spend money on that makes you richer. Um,
I'm unemployed.
Tam is unemployed, and I'm retired. So essentially, we're both retired, but I get a government pension. Um, how
I'm
old are you
originally
guys?
from Victoria, so I don't care between Queensland and New South Wales. Just
I am 61, so
I'm 52.
and Tam is younger. Yeah, and I had to apply actually for Social Security while I was on the cruise because I've got that birthday coming up soon. Um, and then so people are like, "Who's paying for the cruise?" And I don't understand why they keep asking that, but it's really annoying. It's like, who's paying? I was like, the federal government is paying.
Let's say that I'm an unemployed immigrant living in the US, and the US government is paying for me to be on a world cruise
Beth Ann, you're going to meet Mark? Where are you going to meet Mark at? That's awesome.
in Liverpool.
Oh, in Liverpool. Mark's going to Liverpool?
He's going to be in Reykjavik, but not when we're there. He's going
Uh,
soon.
we love Mark. He's our adopted son. Yep, we're married.
I
We're
adore
definitely.
Mark. I think he's a gorgeous human being.
Yeah. So, our daughter, Tim's youngest, moved to the States with us, and I've adopted her. And then our oldest is still in Australia. I have no biological kids. I have two step granddaughters and two daughters with Tam.
You would still get your pension.
I would, yep. I would get my pension even if I lived out of the country.
You should do that, Bethany. He's a gorgeous man too. You could get his photo.
I was going to try and make the comments bigger again, but I'm afraid I'll make my picture so big that you can't see what's behind it. But how are your trans flag? Oh, so Audrey, cruise mom, redid them for me. So there, the blue is still too dark. I know that, but that's all I have. So the blue is there. The blue is too dark, and the pink is too light.
So that's what we have.
But that's what we had to work with. So best we could do with the materials we had on board. So hello. Other than the big gay cruise, we are coming back to the UK in August of 2025, and we have a Norwegian Dawn cruise. I think it's an 11-day British Isle cruise out of Southampton. It goes to England, Scotland, Ireland, and then we'll probably spend some extra time in the UK visiting friends and things.
We haven't heard anything about the cruise planning
Yeah.
process yet. They are flying the pride flag when we're not in port.
Yeah.
We have no idea. They haven't told us anything. The current cruise director on here hasn't really organised anything. We know that if our activity manager Sheena was back on, things would have been done.
We love Sheena.
But we currently have a cruise director and an activity manager that's not the best. Sheena is the best.
So the cruise ends in Miami on September 10th. So 96 more days.
Favorite port so far is Moorea, but we love Antarctica too.
I go to the women's bathroom because I'm a woman, and I've never had any issue with that. How far in advance do you book cruises? It varies. We generally would book them, like if you do a transatlantic or transpacific, you should book them as soon as they come out because they're cheapest then. And then, so usually a year and a half, 2 years in advance is when we book them. What's your TikTok plans? So I think we're going to keep, if you looked at our YouTube channel, Tam and Bobby Adventures, we kind of did our adventures wherever we go, whether we're going by car, ship, RV, wherever, traveling by train. We document our travels, and we'll probably keep doing the TikTok too. Now, some days are going to be boring because we're just at home watching the wildlife and stuff out in our backyard and playing with the puppy. But Can't hear Tam when she talks. That's her mic shows up on my thing, so I don't know. Tam and Bobby grocery haul. We've already kind of said when we get back from, because we'd have to drive from Miami up to where we live in Central Florida. We'll probably order Domino's the first night because we're going to be dead tired and not going to want to have to go grocery shopping that first day. And then the next day, nobody's ever said Tam is very soft. That's like,
Obviously, my microphone is not working.
is it? Where is it? Yeah, it's pretty close. Hmm. Instacart. Actually, our daughter's been doing Instacart, using Instacart. We may do that a little bit. Tam's voice is soft and muffled. Do you want to trade mics and see if that? We're gonna do a mic swap.
I can just see if it's better if I just hold it. Is it better if I hold it?
Very muffled sound. We were not. I didn't come out officially until last year. I was always been me, but I presented as male.
We are married.
We are married.
So this is when we're married.
Dave
We're
says
married.
that's better. Dave says that's better.
So I need to hold it here.
So, well, thank you. We try and. It's muffled for some reason. I don't know. I can.
Help it. It's a microphone.
We can try and switch and see if it's a microphone issue.
No, I don't want to.
Don't want to?
If they can hear you, they need to hear you.
All right. Well, you can hear me though, right?
Okay, the did Tam know question. I knew that Bobby was Bobby. We always said that Bobby was the girl in the relationship.
Yeah.
I will constantly say hearts, not parts. I am probably classified as demisexual. I love Bobby for who she is, not everything is not sexual.
Yeah.
Just saying.
This is the last country where it's not safe. Once we leave Ghana, the rest of the cruise has no anti-trans laws or anything, or anti-LGBT laws. I'm sorry, Tam still sounds muffled. I don't know what to do about that. I totally forgot what I was going to say. Anyway, but yeah, we'd talked beforehand before coming out. So even the fact that I was more feminine and everything Tam always knew, I came out to Tam first on things. So yeah. There's a question about. They both show up on my mic thing here. I don't know. Was I aware of the anti-trans laws before booking this cruise? Yes, I was. For everywhere but Ghana. We weren't coming to Ghana originally. So originally it was Indonesia, Malaysia, UAE, and Oman, and then Sri Lanka. And then we didn't go to Oman, but we added Ghana. So it was like a net. The anti-trans, anti-LGBT countries stayed the same. It was just different countries. And Sri Lanka, I didn't have any issue. I didn't get off in Lombok, Indonesia. I did get off in Bali. I didn't get off in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. I did get off in Penang and had no issues. And I really didn't get off in the UAE other than to go through immigration. Oh, thank you. Add Florida to the list. Yeah. It's not a great place to be, especially if you're anti-trans. It's got a do not travel warning for the trans community. And that's where we live. I'm in your not so impressed place, Kenesha, South Africa.
We would have liked it. We just didn't get to go to the actual town. We were in the marina shops area.
Yeah, Tam was super excited about going to Kenesha, but we didn't get to go there. They sent us to that little marina there, where all the high-end shops and restaurants are, and dropped us off there. And the town is actually a bit a ways. So yes, Florida has a do not travel. So
and yes, this is our living room.
yeah, we call this our living room. So And there's not too many people up here today because we are in port. There's a few that are up here all the time. So I don't want to test that, but they said it's a 3-year prison sentence to be gay
What if
or
you're in
LGBT.
jail? What's the US government really on? Why?
I mean, even if the U.S. government could get you out, I don't want to spend time in jail. I want to be on this ultimate world cruise. We loved South Africa. We enjoyed it immensely. Yeah, they were pretty. They had no LGBTs. I mean, there was a lot of negative comments. I didn't mean it disrespectful or anything. When we went through South African immigration, I gave the guy my passport, and he looked at it, looked at me, and kind of quizzical look on his face. And I said, "I'm trans," and he said, "What's that?" And I said, "Well, I was born male, but I present female." And he's like, "Oh, okay." And then he stamped my passport and went on. And I described it just like that, but I got a lot of negative comments that I almost feel like people thought I was being um, mean to South Africans and saying they weren't supportive of LGBT or they were not intelligent about it. It's just this one immigration guy asked me when I said I was trans what trans meant. And I explained it, and he was perfectly happy with that, and he stamped my passport. That's all I meant. I didn't mean to offend anyone. I'm sorry if I did, but um, and then we had in India, one of the guys coming back on the ship had my passport, and he was pointing at the gender marker that said M. And I said, I'm trans. And he's like, what? I said, I'm trans. He says male. I said, I'm transitioning. He's like, oh, okay. And then he stamped it and gave it back on. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to be mean or anything. I'm just, this is how my life is going. This is what's happening. I just saying this is what happened to me. Most of the people, especially in Asia, when I explained I was trans, they smiled and they said, oh, congratulations. And they're happy and they stamped and like, it was no issue at all. Um, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is, right? Would you do a cruise again or a cruised out? I don't know about how you could be cruised out. We actually love cruising. If we could afford it, we would do Villa V maybe or another world cruise. But is it difficult to change your gender on a passport? No, I don't believe so. I've got to look into it. There's like in Florida, there's a couple ways to do it. And I will look at that when I get home because I need a new passport anyway because it's in my old name. And I do want to look at changing my gender marker to female and update my driver's license again, Social Security, and then get a new passport. I try not to pay attention to haters. I mean, if people have a problem with me, that sounds like a them problem, not a me problem. I am perfectly happy who I am and living my life. And if people are not okay with that, that sounds like their problem, not my problem. So yeah, it's nice having a quiet ship, especially going around Africa. We've really enjoyed the quiet ship. Um, do you know if there are any solo travelers on the work? There are a bunch of solo travelers, actually. We know a lot. Um, our friend Lindsay is a solo traveler, and we've got a bunch of others that are on here that are solo. And that kind of throws the numbers, like what's the max capacity? Because they determine the max capacity by like if a stateroom can hold 4 people, then that's the max capacity. But there's a lot of people in staterooms with just one person, and that kind of screws up the numbers. We loved Christian Hull and Chrissy and her friends Joe and Pan Down Danny. They were amazing. They were fun. How's the weather been up the coast? Really, it's warming up really nicely. Um, Next adventure, we need to go and see the Grand Canyon and some of the national parks out west. We'll do that. Oh, Copenhagen,
We'll probably
yes.
be staying home for a while and then doing the garden,
Yeah,
then doing a big gay cruise in February.
yeah. It'll be after February probably before we start driving and visiting places. We do need to kind of rest, recuperate, and and replenish some finances. That's our plan. How do you display your magnets? Right now, we display them on the wall of our stateroom.
But they will go on a safe, I
Yeah.
think.
We have a big safe in our room that was my dad's. My dad bought this safe in like 1971, 72 from the U.S. Post Office. It's like a 4 by 3 by 4 big square metal safe. It ain't going anywhere. But it's got a lot of room, real estate for magnets. It was nice. The weather was really comfortable in Africa when we came up. Definitely will show the collection. And we did some in our room. I think we did a live the other day, or I think we took some pictures of
Put
it.
a photo up on like on our Facebook page, maybe.
Yeah, maybe on our Facebook page, Tam and Body Adventures, has a picture of all our magnets on the wall. Good morning, good morning. You need to come to Canada for a visit. We that sounds like fun. We love Canada. We are going to St. John's. That's one of the stops here. Um, we have been to Vancouver. I've been through the Canadian Rockies before, but Tam hasn't. I think they would love that.
Our puppy is Bandit, and he is an American Foxhound crossed with a Rat Terrier.
Um, he's a mutt. He's a
Spoiled
spoiled
mutt.
mutt. He's a spoiled mutt. Definitely a spoiled mutt. Um, but yeah, that's what we're planning to do. Like I said, we should have a big meetup on the Big Gay Cruise, though. If folks want to kind of go on the Big Gay Cruise, we could have a meetup on that. That would be fun. That's February 3rd out of Miami on Independence of the Seas. Um, I'm not really missing home. I'm missing our daughter and our family and our puppy, but
I'm missing my garden.
Tam's, especially when we're going through botanical
Botanical
gardens
garden.
in, what was that,
Mauritius.
Mauritius? Like all these plants are in our Tam's garden. So if I go to Robin Island, eventually I will also be able to be overseas. I've been overseas. So, oh, we have definitely made lifelong friends on this cruise. We've discovered, a lot of people live not too far away from us. Ultimate World Cruiser lives like a little bit north of us, and Little Rat Brain and her mom live a little south of us, and Cruise Mom and Dad live a little west of us, and um, Kimberly was on, got off. They live a little farther
Tampa.
west. What's that?
They're doing the Keys, don't they?
No, they're Tampa, near
Okay.
that area. So there's a lot of people that live around here. Plus, people live. I mean, Lindsay, our pseudo-adopted daughter on the cruise, um, lives out west. But we will be friends for life. Definitely friends for life.
Jamie said that she'll be joining shortly. Welcome to come and see us. We're up in our living room, deck 13, most of the
Yeah.
time.
Just come up and say hi. You just walk up and say hi. We're up here. This is where we spend most of our time.
The Ultimate World Cruise guests aren't all quite tight. There's like we all have our own tribes.
Yeah. There's a bunch, and you could call them cliques or you could call them tribes, but there's different. Everyone knows their little people they hang with because this is like-minded people that are you gel with, that you kind of gravitate to. The red suits you so well. Love the hair color. Oh, thank you. We call this one Chrissy in honor of Chrissy 50 and Cranky. Um, I hope they do another one. I don't know if Royal's going to do another one exactly like this, but I think they've opened up a lot of ports that I think they will take advantage of. Um, yeah, still can't figure out how to get those things up though. What are your limits? What are you allowed to bring back to the U.S.? I don't know if there's like alcohol. There is a limit, but it's just a limit for taxing purposes. We did buy a bunch of wine around the world that we're bringing back, and magnets are a thing, and dresses and earrings and necklaces and things like that. But we don't have any concerns of pirates. We haven't had any issues with pirates.
We sort of skipped
Morning.
that area because we
Yeah,
went straight from Dubai to Seychelles.
that would have been like on the other side of Madagascar, near Somalia and everything. So yes, I did a live, and you can find it on our YouTube channel. I did a replay of the live with Brandy, and she did a poll, and we asked people for suggestions of names for wigs, and then everyone voted on it. TikTok voted on it, and then we called them named based on what people picked. So, um, who was that group of loud people from yes? So they have like a pub crawl, and
It
it's
was
like
a
a
pub crawl.
yeah poker thing. They go to 5 different bars, and you pay $10 basically to join this thing, and then every bar you go to, you get a card, playing card, and then at the end of the 5 bars, you have a poker hand basically, and whoever wins gets the money or most of the money, and then has to plan the next um, pub crawl apparently. And people are looking for the coveted second place, which gets less, but you don't have to do another planning. So that was kind of like everyone's trying to get second place, but not first place. Um, no untreated wood. Yeah, we don't have anything. Poker run, is that what it's called? So they were just loud. It was funny. We were joking around. It's like, hey, who invited you to our living room? Um, if you knew what you know now about the world cruise, would you still do it?
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I always wanted to do around Africa like this, and I was a little disappointed when Royal Caribbean wasn't doing this originally, and we were going through the Suez Canal. But now that we're going around Africa, this is actually my dream itinerary because we went around South America and Antarctica, and now we're going around Africa, and then we're doing the Mediterranean. So, oh, thank you for following us on Facebook. Um,
That's where our photos usually
that's where
go.
the photos. So Facebook, we put like a photo dump of the day. Here's all the photos. Instagram, I have to pick like 10 because that's just the limit of the Instagram. We put the same text write up in Instagram on Tam and Bobby Adventures, but it's limited down to just 10 photos. And then we do the TikToks, everyone. And then TikTok, I'll post these also to our Facebook page and to our Instagram page so people can watch it there. I wish people were able to hear. Um, Hello from Jersey. What are you most looking forward to doing when you arrive back home? Um, Letting the puppy lick my face.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
Puppy snuggles
Puppy
and
snuggles,
Jordan cuddles.
Jordan cuddles. Have you had a captain's dinner yet? So we have cheers with an officer because we're like Diamond Plus
Those are
Plus,
my
but the
captains.
captain doesn't normally show up to that. We've met the captains and talked to them both. The current captain, Shell, has got a beautiful wife, Jennifer, and she's very friendly. She's out and about and talking with people. She's like the cruise group member's mom on board.
She's a gorgeous human
She's
being.
gorgeous. Our daughter is taking care of the puppy at home. Um, this some cruises you can have a service animal, but this one you cannot, and it's mostly because of Australia and New Zealand's
And
uh,
our dog wouldn't be on the cruise.
immigration. And our dog's not cruise ready.
He's not even house trained.
He's a bit
He's a
spaz.
brat.
Yeah, we wouldn't bring our dog on a cruise. But some people do, but just not on the world cruise because of the different countries and different laws.
Do you get proof of life photos?
Yeah, our daughter will send us a picture of the dog, like proof of life. Let's see the dog is still alive.
The plants aren't, but the dog is.
Plants aren't looking good. That's Tam's like, how are the plants doing? And Jordan's like, Mom, they're not looking good.
No, I said, well, at least have a couple of Mahoyas still alive. And she goes, oh, Mum, it's not looking good.
So anyway, how do I find you on Facebook? Search Tam and Bobby Adventures, and you should be able to find us. The captains, so that we have two captains that split it. Captain Stig is kind of the cold weather captain, and so he sailed us out of Miami down to Antarctica and back up and kind of got off a little before LA. And then Captain Shell got on in LA and took us around Asia and down through Africa. And then somewhere soon, I think in the Mediterranean, Captain Stig's going to come back on and he'll take us up through the Baltics and Iceland and Greenland and back to Miami. And so we're feeling fine. We're doing good. Um, you know, I wish Ghana wasn't like this, but it is. That's
I
what it
was
is.
looking forward to going here, but
It's kind of the green part of Africa. Tam was really excited about it, but you know, that's the breaks.
the big gay cruise is for everyone.
The Big Gay Cruise is for everyone. You can go to biggaycruise.com and they have several of them. There's one out of in October out of Texas. We're going on the one in February out of Miami on Independence of the Seas.
No, is that Independence?
Independence,
Okay.
yeah. So will we be stopping along the East Coast? Yes. Well, kind of. We overnight in New York, actually up in Manhattan. The port is actually in Manhattan. So we overnight in New York, and then we go to Bermuda, and then we come down to Coco Cay, and then we're in Miami. So we stop in New York. That's the only East Coast place in New York in the U.S. that we go.
Well, there's several. There's a lot of people that don't get
There's a
seasick.
lot of people that don't get seasick.
You just see the people that do get sick.
Yeah, and we don't get sick. We, you know, haven't gotten sick on this cruise. Um, this cruise hasn't been the worst weather we've ever experienced on cruise ships either. So That was out of the South Island of New Zealand when we were on Radiance of the Seas back in 2015, I think. We had like 40-foot swells and waves, and the ocean was hitting the top of the windows in deck 4 in the dining room. And so, what's that? Here comes it. Here, oh, LRB's coming. Yes, we'll take you with us next time.
I don't want any money spent in this country.
I'm live. You can see. Welcome to stick your head in and say hi. Look who's here. Hello. LRB.
They're very, very talented.
They're very talented, LRB.
Thank you for asking.
Thank you for asking. Yeah.
Thank you.
LRB was asking if we wanted a magnet from Ghana since we couldn't get off, and we said thank you, but we didn't want to support them. So thank you for asking. Everyone says hi, LRB.
Hello.
So I don't know how to make this little thing smaller. I somehow I monked up the. I like this color too, the red. This is one of the natural hair color wigs, natural hair wigs. She is sweet. She's very talented, and she's an amazing human being. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Bye. Bye.
It's my small bag, and I got another ship. I know, it's one of the little Kipling ones. Oh, it's big enough to fit my sunglasses.
Well, that was a surprise visit from LRB. So, do we hang out with Mazu? Sometimes. Not really hang out with him. We talk to him a little bit. We see him. We're on the ship at lunches and things like that. He does this. Him and Nina do their own thing. We do our own thing. But we there's we have a group, a WhatsApp group chat of all the content creators. Yeah, we're a group of semi antisocial people that all kind of hang out on our way. Audrey got you a magnet from the port. Okay, well, thank you. We appreciate that. We were looking not for magnets, but I appreciate the offer. It's my coffee time. Oh, okay, well, you gotta have coffee. Coffee is most important.
It's sweet that Audrey got us a magnet, but they're welcome to gift it to Derek or someone on crew that wanted.
Yeah, maybe there'll be a crew member that couldn't get off. We're not looking to take a magnet from a country that doesn't support us. So thank you anyway. We really appreciate it. So it's a mix. Dining, we either sit with people or a lot of times alone. A lot of times we sit by ourselves. When we're back in the main dining room on deck 5, we have a 4-seater table, and it's just me and Tam. But people come and join us for dinner sometimes.
When Mark was on, he had dinner with us, and when Christian was on, he had dinner with us, and Chrissy and Joe.
Yeah.
My new best friend, Joe.
And Crew's mom and dad, they come and join us.
Yeah, we've had dinner with Crew's mom and dad. We have dinner with other people in the week sometimes.
Yeah.
And we've had dinner with the families.
Yeah. We've met Czar. He's pretty cool. I have to sign into my job. Have a good day. Appreciate it. Thank you. The next port is Dakar, Senegal. And so we have 2 sea days between now and then Dakar, and then I think 2 sea days, and we're in Tenerife overnighting in the Canary Islands. There's talk of a reunion cruise, but I don't know when it is and what it's going to do. Nothing official yet, but people have talked about, we should have a reunion cruise.
Blocking off these people and not blocking them from your life because
You
you haven't made me a mod.
haven't made your mod? You should be a mod.
Okay.
Your default to mod. You and I think Beth Ann and PJ are mods.
Okay.
And maybe, I don't know if Beth Ann is or not. I don't know. Maybe you should be.
A lot of people that it's being asked, so I'm just making sure that I'm blocking them for everyone.
We liked the Canary Islands. To be honest, Tenerife wasn't our favorite of the Canary Islands. We liked Las Palmas. If the Canary Islands were Hawaii, Las Palmas would be Hawaii. It's a beautiful, beautiful island. But Tenerife, that island has the volcanoes. Last time we were there, we went to a extinct volcano tube. Lava tube. That's it. That's what you call it, lava tube. And that was really cool. Hello, hello. I love Switzerland. American living in Switzerland. Switzerland is a really beautiful country. Nope, this is the last step that doesn't support our community. After this, and go to Senegal and then the Canaries, and then we're in Europe. And Europe is definitely LGBT friendly. So I guess the next one would be Miami, if I had to be honest. Um,
Yeah, most of Europe is good.
yeah, I got this necklace in India, along with the earrings as well.
And most stops have actually been better than the ship.
So I get pension from the government, and then this trip was from our savings. Basically, you work all the years, you have savings built up. You could keep it and save it, or you could spend it. And so we are like, we're going to spend it, and we're going to go see the world. And now we spent it, and so we can't do another one because we've spent our savings. But we do get monthly um, pension each month, and
But you
so
never promised tomorrow, so
you're never promised tomorrow. Did you go to Laurel Park in Tenerife ever? No, I don't think we did. My pronouns are she, her, and Tam prefers just Tam, but is okay with they, them. Yeah, see the world. You don't know how many days you have left, so that's what we're doing. Especially, when we're because there's going to become a day when mobility or other issues, health issues, that even if we're still around, there'll be areas where we can't do these kind of things on our own. So we currently live in Florida, though. I would say in the next few years we will probably be moving out of Florida. Um, where to? I don't know. Um, Australia is a possibility. Um, Grenada is a possibility. Mexico, Belize. There's a bunch of possibilities, but we don't know yet. Hello. I have no biological kids. I have two daughters with Tam, and I have two step granddaughters from my first marriage. Um, we live in Northwest Florida. Okay. Hello, hello. Hi. We've people. It looks like people are coming back. As you saw, there's a lot of people just got off and came right back. There wasn't much here. Australia spiders are huge and it's weird.
not really,
We have actually a lot of the same spiders in
including
Florida.
huntsmans.
We have um, what they call redback. We have black widow. What they call funnel web. We have brown recluse. So we have a lot of the same ones. Oh, thank you. What time is it here? It is 12:49 p.m. on the 5th of June, which is a Wednesday, and our time zone is currently UTC plus zero. I guess just UTC. I don't know why I added the plus zero, but
And I'm always homesick. I come from the best country in the world.
yeah. Um, Coolest experience so far in the cruise.
Antarctica.
Yeah, Antarctica was truly magical. They have we have alligators in Florida, and in Australia they have at least crocodiles. I don't
Yeah,
think.
but only north, not in Victoria, where I'm
No,
from.
not in Victoria. Only up there. And I haven't been to Northern Territory yet. That's the only place in Australia I haven't been. Well, of the states, there's a lot of places in Australia I haven't been, but Antarctica was truly magical. It really, I mean, the beauty and serenity and the surrealness of it. It literally took days for me to process what I had seen. What's our view on American politics? I'm hoping it gets better in November, as in not getting worse, if you know what I mean. Um, you found out alive. Yay! Your first TikTok was you're having for breakfast. Yeah, a lot of people are like, it's funny because I had a lot of people like, I don't want to see what you have for breakfast. And other people are like, what'd you have for breakfast? And so, we do, this is what we're doing.
Queensland's like the Florida of Australia,
Yeah, that's what people say.
not
Queensland.
Northern Territory.
Queensland is the Florida of Australia. I haven't been to Northern Territory though. Um, Looks like a different planet there. Yeah, it is. It's every place is a little different. Usually we're in a container port. This one looks like it's a gas reserve. It's where you bring the fuels in. The Drake Passage wasn't that bad, I didn't think.
No,
For us, it wasn't bad.
wasn't good enough. Wasn't rough enough.
Tam was upset at Captain
Stick.
Stig, because he originally said, "Hey, the waves are going to be like 40 some feet, but instead of going to the Falkland Islands and then to Antarctica, we were going to go to Antarctica first, and so we didn't get as high as seas." And Tam was really disappointed. Tam wanted the higher seas. I'm not ready for the cruise to end. I can't survive in the wild, undomesticated.
I want to see the puppy
We do want to see the puppy, but
and the child.
no, there was a number of countries that were anti-LGBT that I didn't get off. Ghana was one of them. UAE was another. Um, and so then
Kuala
to
Lumpur alone.
Kuala Lumpur and in Malaysia and Lombok in Indonesia, I did not get off because it was not be safe. Do you like pickled eggs? Are there?
I like pickled eggs. I like pickled onions. I like pickled gherkins. I like everything.
Yeah, Tam likes that.
I like pickled things.
Would you do another long cruise if we could afford it? Absolutely. That's one of the things. Like we said, we got the big gay cruise planned in February next year. It's a 5 day cruise. 5 days. 5 days. I mean, can you imagine?
We're gonna pack it.
Yeah, I mean, what the heck? I mean, it's like 5 days between now and Tenerife or something. We've got 2 sea days and Senegal and 2 more sea days. So
Senegal.
Senegal, not Peter Segal. Why do I keep saying that? I keep wanting to say Segal. It's not Segal. It's Senegal.
Royal discusses with us whether it's safe to get off.
Yeah, they do. They've got their global security team that's keeping an eye on the ports, and they come talk to me and other LGBTQ members. Um, Tenerife is beautiful. We liked the Canary Islands. We liked some of the other islands better, but Tenerife is. We'll go see something different probably when we're there. Um, so the persons that pushed me, not too much new. He's back on the ship. He was off for a little bit. I haven't had an interaction with him since. They did talk to him. He apologized, acknowledged that he did it. They told him that was wrong, and he apologized. We had heard a rumor. I wasn't there, so this could just be hearsay. It is hearsay, but we heard he pushed local in India at the airport. Can't confirm that, but that was what
Train station.
train station at the train station. Sorry, that's what other guests have said. So, yeah. Um, I don't. They don't really say. You kind of just know. We have a LGBTQ meetup each night usually. I talked to the project manager because we went on this cruise, Serenade in September. We were in on it in January, but then we were on in September. And I met with the project manager for the World Cruise, wonderful, wonderful lady, and explained the situation that I was male, but I'm now trans female, and I'm going to be on the cruise. And so she was very supportive, and matter of fact, sent out an email the day before we got on board, making sure all the heads of departments knew about me and knew what my pronouns were and how to address me properly. The crew have been amazing, and I have no complaints whatsoever. Um, we like a little bit of both. We like sea days intermixed by a port day here and there. We don't like a lot of port days in a row because they tire us out. Um, so I'm kind of a unique case. I don't think most people that are, gay, lesbian, um, how do you know? You know, unless somebody tells you where they come out and, part of the community. It could just be allies. We have a lot of people at the LGBT meetup that are just allies and they're just friends. Um, Hello. How much did you spend total on our trip? So for us, it was about 56K a person. Plus, a lot of the excursions were extra. So, hello, hello. Um, Hobbies. So Tam is gardening, definitely. Tam has a jungle that they're growing. My retirement hobby actually was to start a YouTube channel, and that's kind of what we did for a few years. And so, doing that kind of stuff was kind of my hobby. Um, have you planned where to stay on board in Europe? There's a few that we've been to, like just off the top of my head, we've been to Bari, Italy recently, so we really don't need to go back to Bari, Italy. There wasn't much there. We've been to Ravenna and we've been to Venice. Venice is a ways away from Ravenna, but we're overnighting in Ravenna. We probably won't get off there. Um, There's probably others I can't think of that we will stay on. Oh, Cartagena, Spain, we've been to. Um, Probably don't need to go back there. Hey, from New Zealand. Good morning. Good morning. Um, the most expensive country we visited? Ooh, that's a good question. Um, I don't know. The most expensive. Some of them were more expensive than others. Like Hong Kong, I think was fairly expensive, if I remember right. Others, like Vietnam, were dirt cheap. So Monaco, I think we do go to Monaco. I'll have to look. Morning from DC. Hey, what's the most excited to go to left? So we're going to go to Monet's Gardens in Giverny when we're in out of Harvey. That's place Tam's always wanted to go. We're also going to go to the Castle Caserta in Napoli. So
Did you see the pinned comment I pinned or not?
the what one?
How long ago did you come out?
Oh, I came out officially last year, June, July timeframe. I think I posted on social media July 23rd, but it came out to family before then. We got married in 2017 and we met in 2013.
On the wager.
Make sure to grab some pineapple crushed soda when you stop at St. John's, said Fallon. Okay, interesting. Try that. Oh, happy Pride. Thank you. Um, Other places in Europe, I mean, we're getting the Colosseum, the Colosseum is included. I've been there a few times. We'll go just because it's free. There is 96 days left of the cruise. Can you believe that? Um, and then I think I kind of want to see Portofino. There's like some really cool places in Portofino, Italy.
I'm looking forward to everything.
Everything. Um, Portugal. Looking forward to Portugal. Of course, we love port, and so that's going to be something forward to look to. And we had some friends that live in Portugal, and they're like, "Oh, you should move to Portugal." So we've never been, so we'll look, and maybe it gets added to the short list. I don't know. I really liked Rome. I've been to Rome quite a few times, um, but I did like Rome. Pastel de Natas. We go to Southampton. Is one of the places we will be. Um, we are currently in Ghana at. It begins with a T. I can't remember how to pronounce the name. Tepidora in Ghana, and all aboard is 2:30, so it's an early sail away,
Not long away.
not too long away, an hour and a half. And then we have 2 sea days, and then we are in Senegal. Um, so how can you not see something is wrong with it? I don't know what that means. Um, so anyway, there's just a few ports that we can't go to, and we knew that going in. We knew when we were getting the cruise that there was some anti-trans, anti-LGBT laws that we weren't able to go to. Oh, hold on. Why did it go dark? Oh, it's the puzzle piece thing. Hold on. Did I do it correctly? Yes. I successfully moved the little puzzle piece into its place so that we can continue. Um, it was about 56K each for us. That's what we did. We are day 178 of the cruise out of 274. And if you do the math right, which I don't, but I did it previously, it works out to like 96 days left. Thank you. I like the hair too. It's very comfortable. It's one of the human hair wigs. Portugal is very diverse. We're looking forward to it, actually. We really are. It's been talked up quite a bit. We have some friends that are from the UK and Ireland that live in southern Spain, and they talk up southern Spain too as a really nice place to retire.
And we have friends that live in Portugal that talk it up as well.
I told that we had some friends that live in Portugal, and they talked it up really well.
And ones that live in Mexico and they talk it up.
Yeah. So the only thing that worries me about those places is we do not speak Spanish or Portuguese. But I think you can find little expat communities where you'll eventually pick it up. Um, well, I guess Spain is beautiful. Well, that's cool. I've never been there. Thank you. I love this wig. But those are the places. So there could be some more future homes listed on our short list of places. We'll see when we get there. Uh, Google Translate worked well when we were in Brazil. Fortaleza, we went on a tour and we got a taxi, and our taxi driver only spoke Portuguese, and of course we don't speak Portuguese. And then we went with this mom and daughter with us on From the World Cruise that were from Mexico City, and they only really spoke Spanish, very little English. And so I used Google Translate to translate Portuguese to English, English to Spanish, Spanish back to English, English back to Portuguese, and it all worked. It took a while to get used to that, but it all worked. So Spanish changed the way they're learning. Yeah, that's cool. Well, eventually, I'm assuming if we were someplace, we would pick it up, but we've tried, and my brain is not wired for languages. I barely speak English. Tam will say I don't speak English, I speak American, but I've not seen you wear the same outfit twice. I actually do, but I have some that I wear more than others. There is definitely, I've got some favorites that I wear, and Tam's rightly so said I need to go through my wardrobe and prune some of the outfits that I haven't worn in a few months or more, and donate them to someplace that could use them better than me. So we will do that. Oh, thank you. I have People have told me I have a very calming voice. I used to joke when I worked at NASA that I needed to go to anger management training because I didn't get angry enough. And apparently that's the way you get people's attention is you got to slam the table and be shout and scream. But that's not how I talked. So thank you. Um, Now I don't know. Now our friend Audrey's been picking up Spanish, and I think she's doing really well. She's been training, doing it a lot. And we actually had some friends from Brazil that didn't speak at all and speak English until they got on the world cruise, and they speak wonderful English right now, and did for weeks, and they're just like amazing. I don't know how people do that, but some people can pick up languages easier than others. And of course, they spoke a couple languages beforehand. We love Cruise Mom and Dad. They're amazing. Moved to San Diego. Um, I mean, the weather is probably really good, and I think it's a good area. It just probably our first choice would be to not stay in the U.S., but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Brazilians are smarter, and English is easier to learn probably than Portuguese. I would imagine that. Um, we're going to rest and spend time with our daughter and family and puppy, and before we venture out again. We do have the big gay cruise in February. We want to go to some national parks and see some things in the U.S. And we have a Norwegian cruise out of Southampton booked for August of next year. That's our kind of the short answer of what we're doing. And we will bring you all with us, obviously, either on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, all of our little platforms. I'm actually looking forward to Portofino. I've never been there. Um, but I'm kind of excited about that. We had some friends that went on some short excursions there, and it looked really, really pretty. Australia is definitely on the list because obviously Tam's Australian, and we have family in Australia, and our daughter's there. So Australia is, if we don't live there, we'll definitely be back. But the issue with Australia, and this is like, we have a cat at home that's old, and we have a puppy at home, and we can't bring them to Australia. So that's, I mean, we either have to wait till we don't have a puppy and a cat, or find a place that will accept a puppy and a cat. So Brazil, we liked Brazil. Um, and I heard there's some places that are even better than what we saw. We just kind of went along the coast a few areas, but please, thank you. I love the hair too. Um, I can't make the text big, so I miss some. If I miss some of the conversation, just ask it again because I did something where I've got like me in this big section here in the middle of the screen, and then behind it, and I can't figure out how to fix it. So um, we're leaving Friday for a cruise. Yay! Congratulations to you. I'd go to the Netherlands or Sweden. So Netherlands and Sweden are wonderful countries, but it gets one of our requirements is it can't be cold and definitely can't snow. So that kind of takes those out. What would Jared love?
Moving to the UK.
Oh, Jared would love moving to the UK. Um, we almost She almost got hired when we were in London last time. we were in a pub, and she's like, I could live here. And Tim's like, and the pub manager, he's like, well, you can work for me and live here. And Tim's like, don't say that. um, we definitely Australia. We want to spend more time in the UK. Especially we have friends there now. So yeah, that's why we know that's why they've got the strict rules. I mean, we'd have to leave our puppy in quarantine for 6 months, and we wouldn't do that to him.
Can't do that.
We would not do that to him.
He needs a king size bed, not a crate.
Yeah, he's very stubborn and spoiled now. He thinks he needs all of the king size bed. He kind of pushes out the other two inhabitants of the bed when we're home. So we'll see. Um, we could get a lifetime national park pass. We should do that actually if we're going to go see the national parks. That's a good idea. Thank you. We will definitely do that. It can be shorter than that, but still harsh. Yeah, we really don't want to do that to our puppy. So we'll see. Kind of see what life. We'll let life decide what happens. Um, there's a lot of people. There was about 700 initially or 800 that were doing the full world cruise. It's gone down a few. There's been
760 something.
yeah, there's some people that decided to get off in Dubai and not
660 something.
660 originally.
And
There,
now it's just on 600.
yeah, there were some people that got off in Dubai that decided they weren't going to do the rest of the cruise, and um, there's a number of people that have either one partner or the other have left to go home because they, for whatever reason, either they got tired of doing a long cruise or got tired of being in a short confined space with their partner for a long time. But there was a number of people that have left. And I to say that, so I feel bad about it. But so because Tam's Australian, Tam can get back, and because I'm married to Tam, um, I can get into Australia. I'll have to file the paperwork and stuff, but um, so if they got off in Dubai, they did get refunded. I think the people that just call it quits and go home with the spouse going home don't get refunded. Um, and there was another person today that was with a roommate. They were just friends, and one left and is going home today, which is sad. Um, and we do well together. I mean, I say we do well. I think I know Tam more than Tam knows me. I think because I like to leave stuff on flat surfaces, and I'm not necessarily the cleanest of people. Um, yes, there's some countries that we didn't get to, specifically Thailand, Cambodia, Laos. We want to go to. We'd like to go back to Madagascar. We'd like to go to Madagascar. We were supposed to go there, and we didn't get to go. Um, the Maldives. So those kind of places, it'd be nice to go to that we didn't get to go to. I had one point wanted to go to Lake Titicaca, but we discovered when we went to Cusco that we are not altitude girls. So Cusco was 11,000 feet and it kicked our butt. Lake Titicaca was 18,000 feet, so we are not going there. Um, yeah, people, if you think about it, even couples, during the day, people got their own space. They do things. It's hard on a cruise.
You get your own space. You don't have to hang around each other.
No, you don't. And people do. I mean, some people come up to our living room and they spend time up there, and their spouse is doing something else. And so a lot of people, they'll go to the pool, they do stuff separately, and that's how they make it work. You know, some people do have two rooms. Not everyone, but some people do. We do know some people that have two rooms. Um, but
But then spilling the tea.
but then it's spilling the tea.
The people have two rooms.
Yeah. Yep. And that seemed to work for them. Um, but yeah, but we're happy in our little interior room. Yeah, it looks like the sky's clearing up a little bit. Just in time for sail away. What is? Oh, that's a truck moving. I'm like, there's like, you can kind of see there's a smoke thing going here. What's that? It's a truck driving down the road. Dusty, dusty road. Do I plan to go back to Machu Picchu? No, probably not. I think personally, I think Ollie Tambo that we went to kind of checked that box. I really don't need to go Machu Picchu, but if we did, we would wait until the international airport in the Sacred Valley opened up in Cusco, down the Sacred Valley, and we would fly into the Sacred Valley and spend some time there, and then go to Machu Picchu. Cusco is just too high, and we did not do well in Cusco. But do you think it's worth it to get a balcony or spend more money on the excursions? We chose not to do a balcony for a number of reasons. Um, One, it was more expensive, but two, it can be noisy because sometimes the wind whistles through. The curtains don't close all the way. So, like when we were in Antarctica and the sun came up at 2 in the morning, uh, and some people can't sleep unless it's dark, you get the sun in there. You also get neighbors that are in adjoining balconies that are loud, or they're pulling chairs across the floor, squeaking, making a lot of noise. So they tend to be noisier than interior rooms. Uh, oh, you watched us sail out of Newcastle. That's cool. We enjoyed that. We met with Tam's best friend and we drove to Moffat and had a wonderful breakfast. What's the strangest food you've eaten so far?
The
It's got to be
caterpillar.
the caterpillar.
Protein.
in 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 Namibia, we had caterpillar, and that was salty, like salty jerky. It was okay, but we're playing recorder on the balcony. Yeah, we're smoking even though they're not supposed to be, or screaming at their partner when they're not supposed to be. But where are we right now, and why are you not off the port? We are in Ghana, and we're not off the port because they have anti-LGBT laws. That is a 3-year prison sentence if you are part of the LGBT community, and I'm obviously a trans woman. And so I did not want to spend 3 years in prison, and hence did not get off the ship. The Drake Passage wasn't bad, and on the way back from Antarctica, it was actually the Drake Lake we got, and going around Cape of Good Hope, in South America, it was unusually calm. And the captain read the poem of the albatross about the sailors lost at sea. And while he was reading this poem about the albatross, there was probably 100 albatross circling around the ship. We were in this. I've never seen so many albatrosses. It was magical, to say the least. It was really, really amazing. Um, so stay away from children. I think you're thinking of Republicans, but I'll just leave it at that. Um, that was,
This is where people
yeah,
confuse sexuality with gender.
gender. Yeah. Hi from Nova Scotia. We
And why would they, like they're male, they're thinking with their male brain, obviously, they
yeah,
need to tell themselves to stay away.
right. If that's all they think about, then maybe the problem is you. Um, my tooth or lack of tooth is fine. I had it extracted, and so it's all healed nicely. So can we go to the Windjammer? Um, we'll probably not take you there today, but we could do another. We could do a live sometime. Other people have. If you've followed other world cruisers, they go to the Windjammer a lot. Um, we'll go down for lunch. Usually have maybe a salad a lot of times for lunch, and then we'll go down for dinner. Um, thank you. Sorry, I made you almost spit your tea.
Beth Ann is a mod.
Beth Ann is a mod. Okay. I think
So is
Beth Ann's a
TJ.
mod.
I don't think TJ's in.
Hopefully, I made Beth Ann a mod. And John Stennett was a mod, but he's not on right now. But if Beth Ann isn't a mod, I will make sure she is a mod.
Windjammer's the buffet.
Yeah, that's the buffet. And it's open for lunch from about 11 to 3. And we usually go down about 2:30 for lunch. We may go a little early today because sail away is at 2:30. So
Beth Ann doesn't think she is.
okay, I'll fix it, Beth Ann. I'm sorry. I don't know how to fix it now, but I will fix it after this one. And so the next time we go live, you will be a mod. I promise. I'm sorry.
You need a promise. That's her doing us a favour.
I know. And thank you. Thank you for offering to be a mod. I will make sure that happens. Yes, we are on Serenade of the Seas. This is the ultimate world cruise. You run back paying for specialty restaurants. We don't generally do that. We've done it a couple times. We've done it once before. Actually, we didn't pay. Some friends took us. And we're going to go again for Lindsay's birthday. And we will probably pay for her. And we will pay for hers. Um, good morning. Good morning. Um, sail away is early. It is early. It's 2:30 ship time. Yeah, they had to get up early for 7 hour tours, didn't they? I love this necklace, and I love it. Kind of hides in my cleavage here a little bit. Um, we're in Ghana. The ship is in Ghana, and we do stay in a lot of contact. Like um, Kimberly, Mark, Christian, um,
Joe and Danny,
Joe and Danny,
Nadine,
Nadine, um,
you, Janet, some
Janet.
of the ladies look at the shore.
Yeah, there's
There's lots.
lots of people that we can stay in contact with.
We're gonna they follow us with our photos and our journey still.
There was a lady on the cruises. Remember the Real Housewives of South Africa? Yes, there is. She's lovely. We've met her. Um, how is your sleep pattern with time changes? So far, we've mostly been gaining an hour at night. So we'd set the clock back an hour. Now we're getting to the point where at UTC, and as we move back into Europe, we're going to be now losing an hour of sleep as we move into the Mediterranean. And as we come back out of the Mediterranean, we'll be gaining the hour of sleep. And then as we go up in the Baltic, we'll be losing sleep. And as we come back, we'll be gaining sleep. And so it hasn't been bad at this point, but now we're in the kind of like back and forth for a while. So would love to do a reunion cruise, and I'm sure that will probably happen, but no known plans yet of when that would be. So Baltic will be awesome. Looking forward to that actually. And there's some, I haven't done a Baltic cruise before, so I have been to Copenhagen and I've been to Amsterdam and I've been to Oslo and Christiansburg, but and I've been to Iceland. Of that part of the segment, that's the only places I've been.
I haven't done any.
Tim's been to Amsterdam, but that's about it. So we would definitely do another cruise if we could afford it. Well, thank you. This is I like this hair color too. Um, so yes, gaining weight is an issue. We will have to get it back off when we. I don't think we do badly, but we don't really. I don't exercise a lot, um, and I drink a lot of Kim Crawford Sauvignon Blanc. That's probably my downfall. But we from South Africa can't go many places with passport. Really? We did arrange visas kind of in advance. Well, not in advance of the cruise. When we left Miami, we didn't need any visas for the first segment. We needed them in Asia, and so we applied for those visas while we were on the cruise. Um, well, thank you. We do visit Greenland. We go to Nook and I can't pronounce it. Quanok, and we go through a sound in Christian Sound in Greenland. Morning from Titusville. Oh, hello. How's the weather in Titusville? Um, Hawaii would be a nice vacation. Um, Tam needs to get a new Australian passport, and Hawaii is one of the places you can do it. So we may have to make a trip to Hawaii. You know, if you gotta to get a passport, we could do that. It's hot in Titusville. Well, hopefully you guys have a rocket launch later today. Internet has been really good. Other than there was a couple countries when we were in China, they turned it off for U.S. laws that said we couldn't have Starlink active when we were in China. And when we were in India, they turned it off for Indian laws that said we couldn't have Starlink active in India. But all the other time, it's been great. I mean, if you think about it, we were in Antarctica, the most remote place on the planet. And we had like 5 TikTokers doing live streams from Antarctica on using Starlink. If that's not a great selling point or advertisement for Starlink, I don't know what is. Um, so, but the internet's been really good on the ship, and they've updated everything with Starlink and all the routers. Some of the ships, as they updated, they updated, put Starlink in, but they didn't upgrade all the infrastructure on the ship. But they have on this one. No, we couldn't get off in Antarctica because it's illegal. You can't get off in Antarctica if your ship has more than like 500 passengers or 300 or something like that. and so we had too many passengers. So we sailed into like Paradise Bay and the Gerlach Strait, and some of these places are just amazingly beautiful. Um, we have a country that just got Starlink. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. Happy Pride Month. Have we been to all 50 states? No, not yet. I've been to more states than Tam
I'm
has.
just going to the toilet.
Okay. But the ones I haven't been to so far is I haven't been to Oregon. I haven't been to Washington State. I haven't been to North Dakota, Minnesota, because we don't count airports. I've been to Minneapolis St. Paul Airport, but we don't count that being to Minnesota. Um, I haven't been to Wisconsin and Michigan, and I haven't been to Maine. So there's a pattern. They're mostly all along the top of the U.S. I haven't been there. So would I go to Antarctica again? Maybe. I mean, it's beautiful. You should be able to land if you're on a ship, one of the Explorer ships with 94 passengers. Where would you suggest for the first time cruiser? Probably do a short, I mean, if you're in the US, do a Caribbean cruise. And you know, you could first time cruiser if you want to try it, do a 3 day or 4 day cruise and see if you like it. I have been to Canada. I've driven the Alaskan Highway actually. Tam hasn't, but I drove from Central Florida up to the Arctic Circle before. We've also been to Vancouver. Um, when I was much younger, we went through Toronto and upstate New York area. We went to Niagara Falls and then drove through Canada, come back down the other side of New York. Will you do some sort of video with your whole cruise trip? Um, Possibly. You know, if you go to my profile, I've got a web link there, which is a Google Earth project, which shows the entire world cruise and our itinerary and which days we're where. And if it doesn't work, you can copy it and post it into a browser or something. But I would check it out. That shows, and it's been updated. I fixed it recently for not going to Madagascar and the change in ports in Ghana and overnighting in Tenerife. And so I would recommend you go do that. Um, well, we're near Orlando, so that's kind of where we live. Lots of short European cruises are fantastic from the UK. Yeah, I would recommend that. But I love the Mediterranean. Traveling in the Mediterranean is amazing. European food is awesome. That's why we gain so much weight when we go to Europe because the food is incredible. When they miss ports, do they compensate you in any way? Not normally. So, I mean, if it's a tender port, most of the ones we miss are tender ports, and tender ports are not guaranteed. That's written into the contract. And so they do their best, weather permitting, but they want to keep everyone safe. And so, um,
Oh, we haven't missed a lot.
heard about your TikTok from Cruise Mom and Dad. Where are you today? Today we're in Ghana. Oh, that's cool. Um, so we have a teacher. Our friend is a teacher, and they're on the whole thing, and so they're enjoying it. Brooke Trellis did a video of all she's seen in 100 days to go. That's cool. I'd probably try and do something. I'm not really good at doing the summary type things, but I'll try and do that.
That was Brooklyn Travels to Work.
Yeah,
That was
Brooklyn.
really good.
Yeah. How many times have we been to Disney? We don't go a lot. We're not as gung ho as Cruise Mom and Dad on Disney. I've been a bunch of times, but not nearly as many as them.
Epcot and Disney Springs and that we go to.
We like Epcot a lot, and we go to Disney Springs quite often because they have really good restaurants there. Um, how are accessible your tours? Some are accessible, some are not. Um, in South America, they had a lot that weren't, just because there were ports they hadn't gone to. But it is a really good experience. Um, so teachers don't get paid a lot in the U.S., but you know some people make good decisions and
Same one.
save well. I'll just say that. What's your favorite foreign travel destination? Moorea was beautiful in French Polynesia. Got to make merchandise with the little mappy thing. Maybe. Somebody said they needed a shirt that said Tam's got their eggs too, so we'll see.
I don't know that one.
Tam doesn't like that one? No. We'll figure out something.
But I have thought of an idea for the little mappy thing.
You have thought of a little mappy thing? Okay, there might be a little mappy thing one. From the motion she just gave it, it's got a Christian Hall vibe, so I'll just leave it at that.
Tassie.
Little Mapatazzi.
Australians will understand that.
Yeah, Australians will understand if it's a little Mapatazzi, and I go, here's the little mappy thing, and where Tam was showing it went. Yeah. Anyway, um, yeah, the mappy thing's so easy too. It's I take a picture of the screen each morning and overlay it onto my TikTok, and so But yeah, that worked out really well. I see here, you get it. We really loved. Did you go to Belvedere? No, we didn't. Um, we didn't go to what's the other one? Bora Bora. But we called Morea Mora Mora just because our friend Angie mistakenly said that in the morning. So we're like, we're going to take that. We'll call it Mora Mora. Yeah, Morea. Um, we did snorkeling. Snorkeling was wonderful in Morea. I feel like I'm not seeing everything. Uh, I had a TikTok account, but we really didn't post much other than whenever I put video up on YouTube, I would put a little static picture and said, "There's a video on YouTube." It wasn't until,
I didn't have TikTok until Mark made me.
yeah, it wasn't until like Argentina I started posting cruise stuff on TikTok, and it was Mark Sebastian had convinced me because I'm like, TikTok is for the younger kids. That's there's a bunch of young people that got on. They were all doing TikTok, and we're like, that's their platform. We'll do other ones. But Mark's like, no, you need to do TikTok, and so we started doing on TikTok, and actually got Tam to download TikTok. So,
Mark got me addicted to TikTok and Miniverse.
do I have plans for feminization surgeries? I don't know if I have plans because plans involves a schedule and everything. I have desire to do feminization surgeries and maybe get some breast augmentations and things like that. But I don't have a plan, as in I don't have a schedule or know when I'm doing that. Because of Mark, we love Mark. So, but that's um, actually, I'm not on estrogen because my doctor didn't want me on a cruise when I started estrogen because of history with blood clots and things like that. So, one of the things I'm looking forward to when I get off this cruise actually is starting estrogen patches. I'm on progesterone and a testosterone blocker and a few pseudoestrogens, but um, I am kind of looking forward to starting estrogen. Will you continue TikTok? Yep, definitely will.
Mark was on a long time ago. I really miss him terribly.
We do miss
And
Mark.
he'll never get back on.
No, but hopefully we get to see him somewhere.
Hopefully New York.
Hopefully in New York. He can come visit. If not, hopefully he'll come to visit us in Florida.
He will. I told him he has to.
Yeah. We have a whole bunch of gashapons for him, so he's got to come find us, pick up his gashapons. Is there anything we wish we had packed before going on the cruise? A lighter blue nail polish. The colors of the trans. I wish I'd brought some nail polish that was the colors of the trans flag. Um, that's it. um, and more maybe of the cold medicine because I got sick in from Malaysia to Sri Lanka going into India, and I used all our cold and flu tablets. Um, where do you get chronic meds on the cruise? I actually got 9 months supply of everything I needed before we left, which is doable, but it's very stressful because you have to play a game with the insurance company, and you can't do it except 2 weeks before you travel. So it was very stressful. Well, thank you for watching our YouTube channel. You have so much cold and flu meds. We brought what we thought was enough, but it wasn't obviously. We did bring other stuff that we have, antibiotics and things like that. But
It's Lindsay.
hey, Lindsay,
We
I'm
haven't
glad you have so
seen her
much.
in
Well,
forever.
if we get sick again, we will know where to come. Thank you, Lindsay. I'd jump off the ship if I was with you. Okay, that sounds like a you problem, not a me problem. Um, would you do another world cruise? Absolutely, if we could afford it. Which, unless we win Powerball or TikTok makes us a lot more money than it is right now. I'm taking a Costco supply. I'm talking a Costco supply. Oh wow. So Royal has some meds. We had to fill out a thing ahead of time, but they're very, very expensive. So my plan was to have them all on board, and that's what I did. Um, who are you? I'm Bobby. Hi. Who are you? What's the
No,
next
that
step?
was unknown. It was who are
Unknown.
you because his username was unknown. He's
Oh,
blocked.
okay.
Anyway.
What's the next stop? I'm going to say it's Dakar, Senegal. I keep wanting to say Peter Segal, but it's not Peter Segal. It's Senegal. I don't know why I have a. Do you have a limit of what you can take on board? Not really. We drove from Central Florida down to Miami, so it was what we could fit in our rental car that we took down. There's a dentist and a doctor on board. Any other medical services? Not really. There's some people that are chiropractors on board that are guests that have been offering chiropractic services. And there's an acupuncturist in the spa that's been doing those kind of things. Um, they don't really have all the things. They can stabilize you mostly, and then they get you off the ship
But
if
people
you
can
need.
also get meds on board too. They
They
could
can, like
do that.
malaria pills they've been selling.
But also people that need like meds that expire quickly and refrigerated stuff like insulin and stuff,
Oh yeah.
they can get on board.
Um, when you skip a tender port as a cruise, get ahead by a day. No, we just go slower to the next port. We tend to loiter and go slowly. We are stopping at Southampton. That's our only UK stop. Thank you, Anne. Um, thank you, thank you. Icon of the Seas had someone overboard. Ooh, I didn't hear that. Hopefully it's all okay. That's scary. Do you get homesick? We miss family and our puppy and things like that, but we're still excited to be on the cruise. Oh, thank you. The cruise ends September 10th and in Miami. And that'll be a sad day because we're going to be saying bye to a family that we've not only guests but crew that we've been with um, for 9 months. Did he? I'm sorry to hear that. Um,
That's
that is sad. Um, when we get to Ravenna, the ship is going to be packed. It's going to be full again. So, um, I the beds on Serenade are really comfortable. We think.
they've replaced them all, so they're
Yeah,
very good.
the pillows are good. The beds are good, and our little interior room is so quiet we can sleep forever. Um, we have made lifelong friends. We definitely have.
What happens to who next? What the hell?
Don't know what that means. Thank you for all for following our journey and watching us. We we enjoy going around the world and traveling and meeting new people and seeing new places, and we love that we can bring you all with us, and you get to experience some of it too. So that's what we're going to do. We'll still be on afterwards. When we get to Miami, we'll be getting off and then driving home. I haven't
Still
booked
be
it
on
yet.
TikTok.
We'll be on TikTok though. We will stay on TikTok and YouTube and Facebook and things. Um, Everyone is going to be back late today. Realtors are quite delayed. Are they really? Oh, okay. So maybe we have time to get lunch after the live. You think it's by 4:30? Wow, that's a
Oh
late.
wow.
That's a long delay. So we live in Central Florida.
Is
That's where we
Lindsay
live.
on the tour?
Are you back on the ship, Lindsay? Or are you still on tour? I didn't even see whether my cell service worked in Ghana or not, but because we're on the ship. We'll talk to you all later. Thank you for folks that came on and listened to us. It's probably been an hour and a half, so we probably should wrap it up. I did want to come and go live just because we couldn't um, get off the ship in Ghana and kind of explain to everyone why that was and get a chance to answer any questions and say, oh, you're on your way home from a tour with Brandy. Okay, well,
I
be
was at
safe.
Batik too. They were doing Batik
Oh,
fabric making today.
okay. Well, enjoy, and we will see you when you get back to the ship. Thank you all for coming and joining our live. Um, I think we'll probably wrap it up and look for another live. We've got some sea days. Probably before we get to the Mediterranean, we'll go live again. And you can have more questions and we'll try and share some other stuff about what's going on. But thank you all for being here and following us and answering questions and or asking questions. I guess we did the answering. Um, thank you all. We will go to Windjammer probably and have lunch and then come up and spend the rest of the day in our living room, which is what we always do, and watch Sail Away when we eventually sail away. So thank you all, and I will put this live up on our YouTube channel um, probably this afternoon. So if people miss part of it or if people didn't get to see the live, they can go to our YouTube channel, and I will have the live up there for you. So thank you all. Take care. Bye.
You can turn it around if you want to show them the living room.
Here's I'll do a quick. I can't really. I'm gonna have to just take it off the gimbal. Let's do this quick tour of our living room. That's where Tam's been hiding. And then we've got our living room. Why the wig? Because I don't have any hair. And I like wigs. And I can change up my appearance. Anyway, we'll talk to y'all later. Have a great day. Bye.